Face the camera, say your full name.
Okay. What's your name, sir?
Say your name.
My name is Perry Velasquez.
Okay, sir. Give me 1 minute. Let me finish up the paperwork on the previous case.
Scoot on down, family.
Mr. Velasquez, you've got some traffic matters that we're going to go over first before we get to your more serious matter. And with regard to these matters, you apparently missed the court date. When you missed that date, a judge would have issued an arrest warrant for you. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and if you cannot afford an attorney, the court will provide one for you. Do you understand those rights, sir? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Just a little bit louder.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So this will be ticket X2320694 with charges of violation of a temporary and/or learner's permit and no insurance misdemeanor. These are both misdemeanor charges. Maximum penalty you face on each is up to 93 days in jail and/or a $500 fine. I'm going to set aside the arrest warrant, give you a personal bond on these, and enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Your next court date is a pre-trial September 8th in front of Judge Williams here in 36th District Court. Now, your other matter is case 23-057755, State of Michigan versus Eric Jesus Velasquez. Counsel.
Thanks.
Court will enter a not guilty plea on your client's behalf as to bond.
Your Honor, the people are asking for $100,000 cash, no surety. If the defendant were to post, we would be asking for tether and house arrest. I'm sure both defense counsel and Your Honor took a look at the investigative report, as well as the positive ID by the complainant, who is the defendant's stepfather. Stepfather allegedly got beat, not once, but twice, Judge, by the defendant, not just defendant, but other individuals as well, all over $20 that the stepfather wouldn't give to the defendant allegedly for drugs. So as a result, Your Honor, this defendant asked the grandfather allegedly to take him to a location. Your Honor, the defendant ends up getting a couple of individuals. They drag the grandfather out of the car and beat him. Then the grandfather shows up at home, defendant does it again. There are witnesses, there's a positive ID, highly assaultive. People feel justified in asking for that cash bond.
Great.
Judge, I would like to preface the investigative report as a document. Read it, I do read it. I take it, sometimes for a greater assault just because it's one side of the story. And, we're going at this stage, Judge. Obviously, we can't use it later in terms of a document because it's not admissible. So, for purposes of bond, I do understand that's all the court has to look at. That's all the counsel has to get right now is the investigation. So, we're going to go, and I'm going to say that my client has no prior convictions to my knowledge. He's 30, Judge. He's not working, and he's not staying at that location anymore, Judge. And I think that, there was something that did occur, Judge. I just, I don't know what, and it'll come out, I guess, as we go along. And we can read and say what other folks said, and what they tried to report, but it's still on hearsay, right? even if you say somebody said they saw something, still, Judge, at a stage now where, you know, it has to all be kind of circumvented through, you know, once we go through it and look at the process. But again, Judge, some type of reasonable bond, I get the charge is a life defense, so I understand that there's going to be some type of cash bond put on this. So I would just ask for a reasonable bond, Judge. You know, with no contact with the stepfather, Gabriel, Mr. Castro. So that would be my position, just to have some type of reasonable bond from Mr. Velasquez.
Thank you, counsel. One moment. Okay. This is very concerning in terms of the assaultive allegations. Thankfully, there were no weapons allegedly used, but nonetheless, the complainant should not have had to endure this type of behavior that's alleged. Counsel, with regard to residents, what's your client's situation? Is he working?
He is, odd jobs, Judge. Nothing concrete.
Okay. All right, sir. While this case is pending, you're to have no contact with Mr. Castro. Should you post bond, you'll be on GPS tether on house arrest at some other location. You'll have to provide to the tether unit. You're not to return to the Olivet Street address for any reason. Is that the right street? Yeah. Court's going to set bond in this matter at $50,000, $50,000 cash or surety. Counsel, is that affordable or unaffordable? Thank you, counsel. I mean, I can always guess, but you know, I'd like to get your input on these things.
That's unaffordable.
A moment, sir. I'll get you your court dates. All right, there will be a bond redetermination hearing on Monday, August 14. Probable cause conference 8/21, preliminary exam 8/28. Both of those will be in front of Judge Giles here in 36th District Court. Thank you, sir. You can step aside.